Guys, welcome to the Caring for Creatures show. It's Jerry Miller. It's good to be with you on a Thursday. It went from sunny and gorgeous to a little cloudy and some inclement weather, but the Caring for Creatures show is going to bring sunshine to your life for the next 45 minutes. I truly, truly believe that. Thank you kindly for joining us one of our favorite programs on the I Love Seaville Network. We are going to welcome Mary Birkholz, the founder and the president of Caring for Creatures, momentarily to the show. Cheryl McGruder, a special guest, is also kindly going to join us in a matter of moments. We're going to talk cats, the felines that make CFC so special here on the program. What I like to do, and it's a little bit different, is we welcome our good friend Harris Tolbert to the show now.
Perfect.
And ask him what he's excited about the program, and then we go to Mary Birkholz.
I'm excited. I'm excited for another episode of the CFC show. We got some adorable pictures, as usual, of some CFC animals, and we even have a video of I don't know what's the term, like a herd of cats.
A herd of cats. That's
or
good.
pride. It could be
Or
a
pride.
Right, is it a pride
feeding,
lions?
Yeah, or a colony.
So we're going to have a fantastic program. Harris Tolbert has the hard job. He keeps us on task. Let's welcome Mary Birkholz to the show.
Yay.
You are on camera.
Hi.
How are
Great.
you?
I'm great.
The energy is off the charts right now. I think we're going to attribute that to the lady we're going to welcome here shortly, Cheryl McGruder. Before we do, the
Yes.
week that was,
All
Mary
right.
Birkholz.
Okay. First, I need to say a special thank you to our sponsors.
Yes. Yes.
Marty Betts and partners and staff of the Charlottesville Veterinary Hospital. Just great people. We love them so much. Melissa and her staff at Happy Tales in Palmyra. Wonderful food store for folks living out Fluvanna County way. And Chris and Suzanne, who head up the Pet Supplies Plus in Charlottesville.
Love it.
We just can't do any of this without you. So we're very, very appreciative. And I'm just going to make a little footnote with the Pet Supplies Plus. We have a Redford Naturals dog and cat food campaign going on. And if you will donate a 5-pound or larger bag of either the dog or cat dry food, you will get 10% off your entire order.
Oh.
Ongoing. So there's no...
That's legit.
Yeah, it's very legit.
Yeah.
So fill up your basket and give one of them to us. All is well. This week, we were just talking about it before the show. Lily, one of our kitties, went to a wonderful home this week. And dog-wise, we have Franny on hold for adoption. Franny has hardly gotten here. Franny came up from a High Kill facility, I don't know, 2 weeks ago? And she's already on hold for adoption with a lovely person. And Lindsay, I think we featured Lindsay recently.
Yes.
Here. Lindsay is on a trial adoption. And she's been there now a couple days, I guess, since Tuesday.
Okay.
And the first report is she's been wonderful. So we'll keep that, our positive thoughts going out to Lindsay to behave herself and be a good girl. So she's,
Forever home.
Yeah. It's a trial adoption right now. We wanted to make sure the individual's wonderful. She boards horses, works and trains with horses. So she needs a specific kind of dog who can deal with that environment. And she has one dog. They usually use working dogs, not for herding or anything, but just because they work well in those situations. And Lindsay's sort of a working dog mix and smart as a whip. That dog is smarter than most of us, I swear to God.
Certainly me.
Yeah. Well, and me too. So now we have 2 feature animals before we move forward. Dawn, you know Dawn, Cheryl. Dawn
we just did her profile.
Yes.
Are we going to welcome Cheryl?
Yeah. Oh, well, I can do that just because she's so cat-focused, if you wanted to add. But she is about a 1-year-old, tabby, female spayed, completely vetted. Just lovely, lovely little petite girl. Loves humans, loves to play with other cats. She's just really perfect. We don't understand why she's still there. So
Her siblings were adopted.
all of her siblings were adopted. So, yeah, she needs to go. Yeah, I mean, she can stay as long as she needs to. I didn't mean it that way. But she'll be wonderful in a home.
Caringforcreatures.org to find out more information there, or the Facebook page.
Absolutely. And our newest resident, or our newest canine resident, is Scout.
Okay.
Scout is about 1.5 years old.
Okay.
also on the euthanasia list of a high kill facility out of South Carolina. We agreed to take him. I don't know what he is. I don't know if his picture's up there. We think because of his deep chocolate color, he could have some chocolate lab in there. His tail is a little on the short side. I mean, he's a mix, but lovely, sweet person. What we know of him thus far, he's only been here since, Saturday, so we're getting to know him.
Okay.
Lovely leash walker thus far, loves to play with toys, loves humans. Wow, yeah, I don't have anything negative I can point out. So
I love it. Well, you're generally a very positive person.
Yeah, I am. I only see the positive.
Same with
we
me.
work on the negative, and we'll only see the positive.
We have that in common. Now, do we welcome special
Now
guests?
let's do special guest Cheryl. Cheryl and her husband, Craig, who is not here today, started volunteering. I think it's since 2004.
Right,
That's
2004.
around
15 years.
A very, very long time.
We've been retired since then. so-
Yeah. Okay. And I'll let her give some of the history and how she found out about us. But she focuses a lot of her time and energy on felines, and we're focusing on that today a little bit. She's going to talk about all the different volunteer possibilities out at CFC related to cats. And her experiences with them, what she does, and it's just a huge list.
I
So
love it.
we'll
I love
let
it.
her
So we like
go.
to start with the hobbies, the passions, the interests, what you love about life, what you love about CFC. We'll get out of your way. The show is yours, Cheryl.
Oh, Lord. Well, we found out about Caring for Creatures in 2004.
Okay.
We had just retired. And we were volunteering for a small cat rescue group in Richmond, out of Henrico, really. And they had taken in a cat named Mr. T, who was FIV positive. So they needed to find a home for him because they were a small group and depended on foster homes only. So they had to find a home for Mr. T. And we did some research and we discovered Caring for Creatures, and Craig and I went out there and were so impressed. So they took Mr. T, and he had a wonderful life there.
Yeah.
He had a lot of medical issues, and Caring for Creatures took care of him. I mean, it was just so impressive. So we decided we need to volunteer there. And it started out just the first Monday of every month, and that wasn't enough. A lot happened in that month. So we, as soon as we had some time open up, we went to every Monday. So we go every Monday, and we've always cleaned. One of the things we first do is clean a room. So right now, and for the last several years, we've cleaned the leukemia positive room, which, by the way, is the best room in the Stratton Post.
She's quite prejudiced about that.
Just a little. And we do that, and I take care of the laundry on Mondays, which is an ongoing awesome job that's just unbelievable. And then we have wonderful volunteers that come on Mondays and wash dishes, Cindy and John. So it's a good Monday. It's a good Monday. You leave feeling good. We don't get paid. In fact, if we were hourly paid, we'd owe them money because a lot of our time is spent holding cats and loving on cats. So we're not the fastest cleaners.
But very thorough.
But our payment are purrs and headbutts at the end of the day. So everybody gets a visit at the end of the day.
I love it. I love it. So that's a sizzle reel, Harris Tolber. And Mary's first answer with what happened in Caring for Creatures the week that was is a sizzle reel. I'll throw one question to you, and then Mary, you fire away. We got someone commenting on the Caring for Creatures feed that I would like to relay. Sandy Van Nostren says, thank you kindly for taking Scout. Love to hear positive stories like Scout being taken. So thank you, Sandy, for joining us. Like and share the stream no matter where you guys are watching. And we'll thank some of the folks like Dan Barnes and John Gilmer and Sandy and Chris Turner and Brace Meja in Richmond for liking and sharing the stream. I'm going to throw this to you here. Once you started spending more time at Caring for Creatures, what are some of the elements that you loved? And I love to ask this question to our guests, because all of them have slightly different answers, but all of them have answers that kind of come back to like CFC in a lot of ways is therapeutic for them.
Oh, yeah. When we were only doing it the first Monday of every month, we would drive home at the end of the day, and we live in Goochland, so it's like a 15-minute drive, depending on the number of school buses you run into. And we would just talk about how good we felt after working. You know, we were tired and usually dirty, but we felt so good. It was such a good feeling in the heart and that was one of the reasons we wanted to do it more often. And, you know, we have special projects we'll work on, so hopefully we're getting ready to move, and so we'll have maybe some more time, and so I'm hoping we're going to be able to come to Caring for Creatures more often.
Love it.
Yeah, they do amazing things, and there's a special part of CFC that Craig and Cheryl made possible, and I'm wondering if you would talk a little bit about that. It's one of my favorite places, and it's the Memory Garden.
Ooh.
And
when we lost our parents, both sets of parents, Craig's parents in particular, his mother worked for the Richmond SPCA when it was a small itty-bitty thing, bad part of town, just, you know, just a small building. And she even brought home a goat once in the back seat of their car so it could have a good weekend.
Okay.
So we're talking about, he was an only child, and so he was brought up in the environment of loving animals. You know, they had rabbits, they had dogs, they had cats. So I married into this. But once we lost our parents, we decided that Caring for Creatures needed a quiet place. They had all the patience and love and understanding there, you know, but they needed a quiet place, so we had a memory garden built. And we're getting ready, we bought flowers this past week that we're going to get ready to plant. So it means a lot that maybe Mary in the evening, after things settle down, walk down there and just have a few minutes. She's got a beautiful bench for her sister and 2 beautiful trees down there that we planted in memory of her sister and parents. So we wanted to give her, anybody, walking dogs, just a place to have a quiet moment.
I love it. So what's the memory garden mean to you? I mean, when you go in the memory garden today and you see it firsthand, what's that mean to you? We're showing it on screen right now. It's truly gorgeous.
I hope our parents are looking down and smiling, especially Craig's parents. My parents had dogs, but that's what I hope. We love Mary so much.
so wonderful.
She is just one of a kind. And if we can give anything to her, that's worth it.
Oh, just so sweet. I love it because of it's a central place that, and Cheryl is right, on many occasions after everyone's gone and it's quiet, and I just need, 10 minutes to just sort of before I do whatever I'm doing in the evening, and I'll go down there and just sit on the wall, the brick wall, and veg out. And I just stare at wherever, and I look over, and the scratching post, that side of the building, the outdoor runs for the cats are there. So many of the cats are out on the outdoor run looking at you, watching you, and I'm watching them, and it's really
Is that
quite
the only
wonderful.
time you relax all day?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. But I've also used it as a special place where I've spread ashes for animals who have passed. And I really feel it's like this attractor of really lots of love from past animals, and that's why it feels so good to be there.
A feeling comes over you when you're down
it
there.
does.
And I've heard others say the same thing.
I agree.
I love it. Jeremy Stanwyck in Crozet says, I recently had a love pet pass, a cat. I love working with so many cats myself. I volunteer. Is it easier, in your perspective, Cheryl, easier or harder watching them get adopted away or losing them to other circumstances? Ooh, that's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Oh, my. Well, we get attached. Volunteering with animals is a slippery slope. And if my husband had his way, they'd all come home with us.
Was that who walked in?
The husband that was with me earlier? Yeah.
Okay.
So he's the one that had the goat for the weekend. You get attached to them. We were just talking about Lily on Monday, and here she gets adopted, and we just were blown away. Susan Blakeney adopted.
She's watching.
Good.
Hey, Susan.
She adopted Socks, now Max, and we loved that cat. I mean, some of them just get into your heart a little bit more than others, and you can't help it. They just do. And the thought, she sent me a picture of him watching the computer yesterday morning, and it just gives you such a good feeling. Now, when they pass because it's their time, that is overwhelming.
Right.
I can't not say that. We just lost a cat in our room, leukemia positive room, Trooper, and that was overwhelming. Yeah. But caring for creatures they help. I mean, Mary is so good to talk to about it, or knows your feelings and understands. So they're in a better place. And we've already gotten
we
Solomon
have a new
and
love
Miles,
for you. Yes.
Digging into our hearts in that room
know.
right now. And we got, it just opens up a little bit more space for somebody else.
I love it. I love it. So Heather, who is a fabulous team member at Caring for Creatures,
yes.
she says Mrs. McGruder makes the best chocolate
She
chip
does.
cookies. She knows how to keep staff spirits high when we all need a pick-me-up.
Yes.
Tell me about these
Absolutely.
chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, I don't know about that. But I do like to bake cookies, or just they deserve treats. The staff at Caring for
So hard.
Creatures. Oh
Yeah.
my Lord! I mean, we do a little bit on Mondays, but they do it every day, all day long, extra hours. They hide in dog houses to catch stray dogs. They go above and beyond.
Yeah.
And if you can't make their day by bringing in something, I think lots of the volunteers do that because they see that. Yeah. I mean, we have so many wonderful volunteers. I mean, I'm just one. Craig and I are just two. But the staff is just awesome.
I love it. Your thoughts?
I agree. They are awesome. And we're a small staff, at some point. I envision that being much larger. But everyone's invested. Their hearts are invested. And let me tell you, I'm so grateful for all those young bodies who can crawl around and climb this, climb that.
You've had some of them on the show.
I have, yeah. And I'm just, it just does my heart good. And yeah, they really give it all for these animals. And
so if I can bake cookies and make somebody smile,
it really makes a huge difference. Though those small things mean huge benefits.
Susan is excited to jump in on the show. She's watching in Connecticut right now.
Right.
She says Cheryl and Craig are the best volunteers. I would swear all the cats know them by their first names, and they too know all 150 kitties by their first names, and really know them intimately and know what makes them tick. In addition to opening their hearts and laps to help the little kitties, they are also very involved in the maintenance of the cat rooms, laundry, chores, writing cat bios for our webpage, taking pictures. Cheryl talks about Socks Now Max.
Yeah.
And Cheryl and Craig are godparents to my 3 CFC pets. So grateful to have them at CFC and in my life. I love you, Cheryl.
Well, I love Susan.
How's that make you feel?
Well, if I had children, and I don't, Susan would be the daughter I'd want.
Whoa, what a compliment, Susan. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
That's
she
amazing.
would be. She would
She's
be.
amazing.
She adopted Scotch from CFC and took him to Connecticut. And I'm his client. I'm his lawyer because he sometimes have gotten in trouble, and so she will write me and say that he needs
some legal advice.
some legal advice because he's done this, and she'll send me pictures of his crimes. So we have to protect him.
Cheryl, this question comes in from Michael from Fluvanna. What activities for the public are available at Caring for Creatures that you would recommend?
Well, the cat volunteer seminars they give, and the dog volunteer seminars that they give.
Those are, by the way, what she's referring to are our volunteer orientations.
Right.
Okay.
And those happen the third Saturday of every month. And there's always information on our website. And Diane gets it up on Facebook right away.
Right.
I love it. Any ones you like the best?
What?
Volunteers, activities? You've rattled off a few.
Well, there's all kinds of things that people could do there. I mean, the laundry. We've got a couple volunteers that they're magic in there. They're magic in the laundry room. I have to, with the new wash machine, I do have to stand on a step stool to get the laundry out of the bottom of the tub.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
I have to stand on the step stool. Go to the studio cam over there, Harris. I have to stand on the step stool and turn this light off. And then Harris Tolber, who's, 6'3", Harris Tolber, all he has to do is walk over and touch it with his fingers. I'm like, all right, I see you, man. It's okay.
And then
Vertically challenged.
washing dishes, that is an ongoing thing. They're collected every morning. The
Hundreds
evening
of
meals are collected so that they can wash them to feed them breakfast, and then the breakfast dishes are collected.
Yeah.
So that's an ongoing thing. But you get paid, because if you get tired standing at the sink for a few minutes, go pet a cat.
Yeah.
We have kitchen cats that
That's
are
right.
in condos that keep to come out after
I like her
everyone's
style.
eaten. So Topaz will supervise you folding laundry.
That's right, she
She's
does.
good at that. Smudge would love to have you toss a toy at him while you need a break. So that's fun. And on loving on cats, just loving on cats. They
And
need
you know,
the
there's a lot of
socialization.
socializing, especially with shy cats. I
yes.
have one scheduled in tomorrow, Friday, who is just going to need that consistent, gentle hand to
and-
bring her around
Right.
to enjoy interaction with humans.
Smudge
So,
is a kitchen
yeah.
cat, but when he first came down to the kitchen, he growled in his status as we talked to him. Well, that doesn't stop us.
Yeah.
And John, the other volunteer on Mondays, and his wife Cindy she comes more often. He just insists on talking to those cats.
Yeah.
You will come around. And now Smudge runs around the kitchen,
Yes, he does.
loves on everybody, and that is such a thrill to see
Yeah.
these shy,
Yeah.
scared cats have the light bulb go off.
Do you know every cat's name at CFC? How many cats
I
are
think
there?
she does.
Is there other
No.
100?
It's
No.
we're just maybe under 150 now.
And you know every cat's name?
No.
How many do you think you named?
Craig's much better than I am. And there are some cats that have been there a while that are top of the condo cats. They're the ones that are
Top of the condo cat.
Right. Well, they are happy on the top of the condo.
Yep,
They
that's
are
their safe
happy.
space.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're thrilled to be there, but they don't come down and mingle with us. So sometimes we're not as familiar with some of them. But Craig's real good at the cats.
And you know, they carry this wonderful, lovely little food pellets, dry
Oh.
food.
Do we have
Those
it
are
here?
special.
Can we
special
bust them
treats.
out?
Yeah.
Cheryl?
Well, she don't.
Oh,
Have, I don't know if she has them with her.
I
But
don't have the treats with us, but we don't give them treats. We give them it's origin.
Origin is
the name
Yeah,
of the
food. And
It's a good
they
food.
will swarm on Craig, even the top of the condo cats. So he's been able to pet a few cats that we've never been able to pet. And that's sometimes how
Yeah.
he's intermingled with
Right.
them when they first come shy.
Susan says you are the absolute best. You made her day. And she says Cheryl and Craig focus a lot of their time and energy in the feline leukemia positive room. Please ask Cheryl about this room and why she and Craig focus on this room so much. Please tell us about your greatest cat success story at CFC. Susan, I was going to ask that question. Okay, but thank you for contributing.
Great
Good
minds.
question, Susan. Good question. I'm just playing, Susan.
Remind me to email her after the show or call her. The leukemia positive room, like I said, it rocks. They just have, I don't know why the leukemia room and the FIV
yeah.
room both seem to have the most wonderful cats in
there's
them.
some special energy going on there.
There
yeah.
really is. And everyone says that. It's not just Craig and I. They just, when they come in as kittens, we know that they may not have as long with us as possible, because if they can't get feline leukemia as kittens, they haven't built up their immune system to fight it off. So we just want to give them as much love and support we can while they're with us. Now, the older ones, we had Mr. What was the one that lived to be 19, the black one that you loved so much? My mind's gone blank.
Just
I knew that would
recently?
happen. Huh?
Are you talking just recently?
No, it's been some time now since he's died, but he lived to be 19. So,
That's
and he was
serious.
even
Some
double
of- yeah,
positive.
yeah.
The one Miles
19.
that we have just, I don't know if the picture of him on Craig's lap cuddle.
We got
he's
that
black,
picture, Harris?
He's black
got
and
that
white.
But he was.
He's double
We
positive.
featured him, so you may have a past picture.
Okay.
But
Anyway.
he's just, they come in not having had the best of lives, or they wouldn't have
Yeah.
leukemia.
Right.
And they just melt in your arms. They melt into your heart.
Yeah.
Both of those rooms are just special. They just are. And even though we know that they may break our hearts, and we certainly do cry over them, we know we gave them love while they were with us. Yeah. And they got that connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because that's what CFC is all about, and that's why we love them and Mary.
It is what is very hard with especially leukemias. The virus is far more invasive than the FIV virus. And when a kitten, like she says, comes in, and we're talking, 8, 10 weeks old, and we already know they're positive for leukemia, we just sort of look at each other, and there's this silent, like, uh-oh. So we just kind of steel ourselves because we know, well, maybe they won't make it past 10 months of age or 8 months of age. But, and so as she said, it's like you will have the best 6 months you have ever had.
How are they getting leukemia? This is I don't know much about. How are they getting?
Leukemia virus is passed through general contact. So if they come across a cat that has it and the cat sneezes, or they groom each other, they eat out of the same bowls, drink out of the same bowls, litter box, it can pass. And most likely some are born with it if the mother is positive. So it's kitties who are out and about, probably, that, there's a lot more infected ones out there. The FIV virus, on the other hand, is transmitted primarily through deep bite wounds.
Through fighting.
So fighting.
I learned that on the show.
Yeah. So, again, we have had a couple of kittens, though, outlive our experience of, when kittens
Brooke
will
was
just
fairly
die.
young when she came there, and she's still with us.
Yeah, we have Mittens up in the front. She was in horrible shape when she came, little long-haired, black and white. She's adorable. And I wasn't expecting her to make it past a year, if that, and she has. So
Copper Joe. Copper Joe is another one.
Yeah.
So and we we adopted an FIV kitty.
Yes.
And
big heart.
And she was itty bitty. She was 4 years old and only weighed 4.5 pounds. She was the cat's cat whisperer in that room.
She was.
Everybody, mostly they're males in that room. Because they fought when they were in the outside and got the FIV. But so she would just, if a scared or timid cat came in, she'd be in the cat tree greeting everybody, and we would be petting her, and the scared cat would go, "Oh, that's not so bad."
Yeah,
and,
she was like that.
So we called her the cat's whisperer, and we brought her home. So we mingled her with our other cats that are not FIV, and there was never an issue because she was just peace. Mm-hmm. She was just a darling cat, and.
Everett Anderson and John Craig, thank you for watching. James Watson, Jim Carpenter, Ronnie Lazary, thank you for watching. Stacy Brookman, Jay Shively. If you could like and share the feed, that would mean the world to us. I love the video B-roll that you're playing right now, Harris Tolber. You are the man. He's playing the video.
Oh, okay.
So
you
we
know
can
what
see
that is? All right. So
just absolutely love. Describe the video.
That is feeding time.
And keep it going, Harris.
In just one of our rooms. And if you can imagine, then in Love 2, what is there, probably 20-some cats in that room, thereabouts? Yeah. And so the individual, we make platters of canned food, individual floor bowls, and then some kitties who might be in condos for whatever reasons.
I went over onto a shelf and somebody was eating on the shelf
over there. So the cats, animals, they know when it's feeding time.
Right.
Oh,
and
they gather at the door before
they gather at that
get
door.
Yeah, they know the time.
They
it's
know
so
the time.
Crazy.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
They say, okay.
Right. They
Wait
know the
a minute.
time better than we do.
They do.
Mine bully us into feeding them. They're like looking at the bowl and looking at the food.
Excuse me, but you're late. Yeah, absolutely.
This is great.
So the kitties, we know the kitties who are kind of bully the other ones away. So
you put them
we put separate bowls for the kitties who aren't quite as willing to protect their space.
Got it.
Or defend their space. So they get some of those individual bowls. And the others that big crowd there is eating off of platter, a larger, like a pizza pan platter.
I love it. We should do more videos like this.
I know, yeah. Isn't it fun? Yeah.
Very well done. We have some
Yeah.
questions coming in. Ruth Budd says, years ago, CFC adopted a stray leukemia cat that showed up at my house in Farmville. Because I already had 3 cats of my own and nowhere to keep a 4th, I sponsored Marcus, and every week I drove over an hour from Farmville to visit him and his roommates. Every week I drove home crying because I had to leave him. However, Mary, Cheryl, Craig, and the others who are wonderful to Marcus, I will always be glad, and I'm convinced that Mary to take my little stray who lived 2 happy years at CFC. What a wonderful place and what a compassionate people. Mary is amazing. If I lived closer, I'd be following in Cheryl's footsteps all the time. Mary and Cheryl, how does that make you feel? Mary, let me throw that to you first. That's from Ruth. She's watching from Farmville.
Yeah. Hi, Ruth.
That's all right.
Thank you, Ruth, for your kind words. Well, it makes you feel like...
Remember Marcus?
I do.
Yeah?
It makes you feel like, what you're doing is right. You're on the right path. It's making a difference and people are seeing it. It's what I feel I have to do. It's where my heart is coming from and so many of others like Cheryl and staff who are there. But to hear someone else recognize it, that's
why the updates from adopters is so important.
It's so huge.
It's so important.
Yeah.
Oh, it just, you
Breaks
had a
your
bad
heart.
day and you read one of those and you just, uplifts you to no end.
And I love how Diane White personifies the animals with her commentary.
Yes.
About that. She gives them personalities and makes them really come to life with what she's doing on social media. I know others are contributing, but I believe she's the ringleader, right? Is that fair?
Ringleader, yeah.
Yeah, she's the ringleader.
She's in charge of putting all that stuff up there, and
it's amazing.
And she gets the good information, and she knows them because she comes out.
Craig writes up the bios for the
website.
For the website,
cats, and then we share it with Facebook, and we have every room has a book. And in the book, there's a page for each cat with a picture and something about them. So when visitors come or new staff members come, they can identify who's in the room.
We're going to work you in, Harris Tolber, with something very shortly. I got one comment I want to get to. Does Caring for Creatures have fostering? If so, how does that work for someone with several pets? Good question from Rob Lawson in Albemarle County. Your thoughts on that one, Mary?
Yeah. We do limited fostering. We don't have huge amounts. We like fosters, especially if we're talking cats, very young kittens, moms with nursing kittens. We love to get in foster homes so they can get, that individualized attention in a home. With dogs, if that's an option, we just need to know, more about the existing animals in the home, and we're very careful on how we place. Most of the time, it's an animal recovering from some medical issue, a surgery, an animal very, very shy that needs the socialization and understanding of what being in a home is, because as much as we work so very hard to make everything right, we're not the home.
Right.
Okay, so if you have a quality foster person who knows animals and can help them through that, it helps us place them into permanent homes.
Susan would take a dog home for a week or so when she lived here.
She would, yeah.
And
I think Diane said she did.
And Diane ended up adopting the one she took.
She said she was a failed foster parent.
She was a failed foster.
Oh, we're the worst.
Yeah,
Cheryl, we're the worst.
There's a lot of failed fosters
Is
out
that
there.
you or Craig? That's Craig. It's Craig. No comment. She takes the fifth on that one. I would too. What do you got for us, Harris Tolber? Jump in the discussion.
Mary, do you want to touch on a couple pictures, and I'll put them up on screen. The CFC rocks we could talk about.
Right. Yes.
And then also, let's give me a little commentary on that adorable Halloween picture.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Good stuff, Harris.
Yeah. Thank you for the reminder. The CFC Pet Rocks. Cheryl is the artist. Cheryl is so gifted. She has this the shirt. She did that design. Yeah. And it's not just the design. It's about the design. It's something I'd never heard of, which is this Zentangle thing that artist people know, and I obviously would not. So she does that, but she also...
We're not Zen.
No, not at all. Creates these beautiful rocks. And will you tell about it?
Please.
You talk about it.
Well, again, Susan moved to Connecticut and started painting these rocks and distributing them in Mystic. She's in Mystic, Connecticut.
Okay.
And so I had thought about it, and so I started painting these rocks, and on every rock there's a name of a dog or a cat, and it also asks you to post it on Facebook.
When you find it.
Yeah,
Yep.
when you
Did
find
you
it.
hide them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Out in the open.
Sure. So like an Easter egg hunt almost.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, in high traffic areas, and so we created a subgroup of the Facebook, Caring for Creatures Facebook, and so people would post it to that subgroup. They would ask to join, and then they post the rock, and then I would pull up that animal.
Beautiful.
That animal and share the picture of that dog or cat and a little bit about them.
Yeah.
So just to get the word out, it's kind of been suspended right now because we're in the midst of getting ready to move, but I hope to start that back up.
You're moving from Gordonsville?
We live in Goochland.
Or Goochland. Sorry, you moved from Goochland?
We're going to stay in Goochland, but we're a little closer to Henrico, but we're not changing anything about caring for creatures.
Okay.
We've already timed how much longer it's going to take to get there, everything.
Susan says fostering, especially for a dog, can really provide CFC with incredible insight on how
Yeah.
that pet would be in a home. With kitties coming in, bottle feeders are always needed.
Oh, yeah, she's done that.
Yeah.
Talk to us
Yeah.
about the bottle feeders.
Oh, well, I've never done it, but Susan...
Bottle feeding is
it
I
tough?
know there's a. It is.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of kitty rescue folks out there who have done bottle feeding for an orphaned kitten who could not eat on their own. And we've done it. The staff has done it. I've done it. It pretty much is around the clock if they're,
Our
a
Dupree,
week, 2
our
weeks
Dupree
old.
was a bottle-fed kitten.
Yeah. And, every 2 or 3 hours, you have to stimulate them to relieve themselves, just like the mama would do. And it's really it can be an overwhelming.
time-consuming-
And if you had a litter of 5 kittens, holy moly, you'd want to shoot yourself. But
5 bottle feeding?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to survive.
And if they're all the same color,
Yeah.
you got to figure out
tell
who
which
you
one.
have
you
just
have to
met.
put them in a separate place after you're done. But it's around the clock, and so when we've had litters, or usually it's just 1 or 2 maybe that are found without a mom. But we've split up the duties on one. Not all that long ago.
Staff people have taken them home and
they've
then
taken
bring them
home
to
and
work.
Bring them back to work. Or I'll take them to my house and do it. And I will, put some kudos out to Jen over at the Charlottesville Veterinary Hospital. She's a great kitten raiser, and she helped us. We had a litter of 5 brought over in the middle of 20,000 other kittens and everything else, I think a year ago. And on the spot, she said, sure, get them to me, and I'll do it. So she raised them, and we got them back for adoption. But anyway,
You have to be a special person, too, because
Yeah.
kittens are so precious.
Yeah.
We could not do it.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Dora Nelson, thank you for watching. She liked the show. Darlena Taylor, Mary Maldonado, Meg Taylor in Richmond, Bill Granford in Crozet. Give the show a like and a share, and that helps give exposure to caring for creatures.
So
is
I think
amazing.
he's talking about the picture of Max.
Yes.
Oh,
Possibly.
You
yes.
going to put that on screen for us, Harris?
That's
Socks.
well, okay. That's
Yeah,
Max is
yeah.
his new name. So
It's a pseudonym.
It was his stage name. Many times, in order to draw some attention to a tabby cat or a black and white cat or something, when you get to the holidays or something a little special, you kind of want to dress them up just a little bit, not in a awful, depressing way, but just to sort of draw some attention to them and say, oh my God, look at that. If that cat would let you do that, it's a cat we want to adopt. And so Socks This was Halloween.
And
Socks
Susan,
allowed
when
us.
she lived here,
Yes.
would come in with all kinds
these
of
costumes and props.
to take pictures.
Rain, no, was it Rain Rock that was also really good at dressing up
She
your
did,
animals?
yeah.
For Dog
For
Fest.
for Dog
Yeah,
Fest,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, her costumes
Yeah.
were amazing.
She was amazing. Yeah, we can't win without her. So,
She was
Rain-
spending hours and
Yeah.
spending like $4, and it was like the best costume in the contest.
Exactly.
There
It
he
was
is right
amazing.
there.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. He's adorable.
What is
Isn't
that,
he?
Big Bird?
Yes.
Big Bird.
And that's the cat
But
Susan adopted.
Sock/Max would eat the bird.
Well, maybe in
costume
another
he's
life.
wearing.
But yeah, this the bird's
And
getting
he sat
back.
so patiently for that entire photo shoot. Yes. He was awesome.
Where do you get a Big Bird costume for a cat?
I don't know. You have to ask Susan.
Yeah,
Okay.
Susan will have to tell you
Susan,
that.
if you know, let us
Or
know.
a cat that would let you do
Do
it.
that. Yeah, that
any animal.
speaks volumes.
Oh, I think
of
so.
the animal's personality.
Oh my gosh, you're hilarious. I like your energy. I like how you love to live, and you're quick to crack jokes. She says Petco. Susan does. She's watching start to finish. We appreciate you, Susan. Daniel Olson Crawford loves the show. He's given it a like, a share. So is Bellamy Brown. So is Kathy Joseph, Jay Shively, Stacy Brookman. This was great. What can we
Yeah.
expect on the next show? Do you have? Is that a?
I
This
do.
might be the toughest question for you today.
Yeah.
So we already
yeah,
have it lined up.
is. I do.
Okay.
Actually, we're bringing Mallory back.
Okay.
She's our adoption coordinator.
Yes.
And this time we're going to talk about dogs.
Cool.
We're going to try to get a special adopter that could be present, but due to the timing and work schedules and all, that wasn't possible. But the adopter is writing a letter,
Cool.
a write-up about their experience, and there's a big connection to Mallory. But we'll talk about how what's involved with matching dogs to humans,
Love it.
potential adopters.
I love it. Final word for you, Cheryl. Anywhere you want to grow?
No,
CFC, anything you want to say?
Caring for Creatures is just an awesome place. And if
Yeah.
you have a chance, just go out and visit. It'll just take one visit. It
I love
really
it.
will. And volunteers are so
and
appreciative.
So we are dire need of more volunteers. Not only kitty volunteers, we like volunteers who want to work with us on off-site activities. We get really awesome invitations. All around the area. Can be Charlottesville, might be Nelson County, might be wherever, and we need people who like to table with us and help us bring a dog or two, perhaps. So
We've got a
lots of
volunteer
that.
that's fantastic in the garden. I mean,
Yes,
pulling
gardeners.
weeds
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
whatever
She's amazing.
interests you.
Yeah.
What interests you, kind of put
Where
it
your
onto
talents
caring,
lie
Yeah, bring your
and-
talents
yeah.
to caring for creatures, and it's no talent's too small.
That's right.
Or strange.
Jeannie, is it Ilshi?
Ilsh, yeah.
Ilsh.
Yep.
She says you guys are the dynamic duo.
That's who we got Dupree from. She
Yeah.
rescued Dupree.
Dynamic duo. Is it Jeannie?
Jean.
Jean.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for watching the show. Harris Tolber, a final word for you, sir, on the show.
I think it was a great CFC show. Successful week. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
I agree.
Yes, it was. Let's get the who, what, when, where, why. Caring for Creatures online at caringforcreatures.org. Please follow them on Facebook, Caring for Creatures. Facebook.com/Caring for Creatures is Mary's page, and Facebook.com/Caring for Creatures VA is the CFC Facebook page. If you really want a little sunshine in your day and a little pick-me-up, you go to the Caring for Creatures Facebook page and you watch how the team is personifying and putting life to these animals in this social media setting. I think it's awesome. I love it.
And also on the website,
Uh-huh.
you'll be able to see all the past CFC
Oh,
shows.
yeah.
If you missed them, over on
Should
the
have referenced
homepage,
that. Thank you.
the CFC show tab.
Yeah.
And all the videos are there, so you can go back and catch some you missed.
caringforcreatures.org, and on the menu bar, click CFC Show, I believe is what it's called.
Yep.
Yep, CFC Show. And all the shows are archived there for
Yeah.
your enjoyment. And as always, like and share the feed. Can I get a high five? Oh, nice. You did great.
Thank you.
You did so great. I'm Jerry Miller from Mary Birkholz, for Cheryl McGruder, for Harris Tolber, for Judah Wickower, for Lauren Linsky. This is the Caring for Creatures show, Thursdays at 3 p.m. on the I Love Seville Network. We'll catch you next Thursday at 3. Put it in your phone. Good work, ladies.
Yay!
Very
I
good
agree.
work.
Good job.
We will get a photo for everybody.
I take horrible pictures.
No.
I didn't get to use my props.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
But you said that. You said that.